This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about coming home to her, who you've been all along, who you've been since birth. You just got lost along the way. She got forgotten about. She got pushed down. She got buried. And she's now risen. She's now alive and potent within you. And she's not going anywhere ever again because you're deciding that she's not. You're going to make daily actions to ensure that she's not going anywhere. She is your person. In fact, this is your best friend. This is your soulmate, is your highest self who's already fully integrated into every single cell inside your body. The wealthiest version of you is already here. This is part 7 of Walk Into Your Wealthiest season of life, our incredible 7-part guided transformational series. This is the final part. I want to make sure that you have gotten the guided wealth journal. And if you've already gotten it, make sure that you print it out because, again, this has only been made available for free for a limited time and that it will be transitioned into a paid offer. I wanted to do this out of the energy of abundance. It felt right, even though it didn't make sense to really anybody or even in a business way. But that's part of what I'm teaching you here is your higher self is your inner guide, and your inner guide holds all the answers as long as we make time to connect and hear and listen and trust. And I'm trusting that this was out of the act of abundance for the greater good of all, including myself, including you. And in this final part, we bring it all together. Every shift you've made in your energy, your beliefs, your actions, your self-worth has led to this moment. The wealthy version of you isn't out there in the future. She's already here. And this episode is your invitation to fully claim her. You're doing the work. You felt the shifts. Now it's time to walk as the version of you who no longer doubts, delays, or denies the abundance that is already yours. So make sure you swipe up, go into the show notes, go into this description on YouTube, go to projectmewithtiffany.com/wealthy to get your guided journal. If you already have it and you've been procrastinating and not prioritizing printing it out, print it out. Take it as like a date for yourself, a creative date, and go have it printed somewhere else if you don't have a printer at your house. I highly recommend doing it in color. We've had it beautifully designed in that way, okay? And pick a 3-ring binder that delights your inner child or have it professionally bound. I'm going today and I'm going to have another version made to take on a trip that I'm doing because I want to have a portable version to take with me while I do my abundance walks. Everything I create for you, I use my own stuff. You know why? Because it works and it would be crazy not to. Also, this is going to be the final time that I am reminding you of the special offer to get my Make More Work Less Money and Manifestation program for 55% off. It's one time only, only to my wealth walkers. I have never offered it this before at this price. And you can go to projectmewithtiffany.com/special offer. That is also in the show notes and the description on YouTube. So if you need to pause now and make sure that you set yourself up to continue to take action, to continue to develop and nurture the relationship with your higher self, the relationship with the version of you that holds the key to all of the abundance and all of your manifestations that you've been praying for, yearning for, dreaming of your entire life. And you want to make sure that that is cemented in. You want to make sure she doesn't drift away from you ever again because it's so easy for that to happen in the daily goings on of the 3D world of being in this earthly, crazy situation that we're all in and the ego coming in and beckoning us back. You need to stay on the offense of it. And of course, you get lifetime access to that program as well and any updates. And it's broken out into 3 video modules, plus there's an audio module, and there's an 85-page guided workbook that goes with all of it. That has been a labor of love of mine that you will absolutely be able to see the transformations that people have had, both on the sign up page. But if you go into the highlight on my Instagram at Project Me with Tiffany, there is a highlight dedicated to hundreds of people and their results that they've had, even in just doing one module of this incredible program. Abundance is an identity, not a destination. It's so easy for us to think that we are chasing it. We're having to beckon it. We're having to work our way towards it. We're having to sacrifice for it. We're having to do whatever we can to like reach the top of that mountain. And we're not going to be able to reach where we want to go if we don't believe that it already is within us, that we're a direct identity match for what it is we desire. You'll be walking up that mountain till the day that you leave this earth. You'll get so injured walking up the mountain that you won't even be able to go any further, or it'll be so hard that it's going to read as so miserable and so self-sacrificing that you're going to say, screw it. I don't even want that thing that I said I want anymore. I don't want that love. I don't want those relationships. I don't want that money. I don't want that visibility. I don't want that successful business. I don't want that lifestyle. I don't even want it. It's not worth it. It's too hard. And no, it's not too hard. It's only too hard because you've been trying to claw at something and stretch and reach for something that's been within you this entire time. The wealthiest version of you is not something you work up to. She's the you who shows up when you stop shrinking. Neuroscience shows that the brain doesn't distinguish between imagined and real experience. So when you embody a new identity consistently and daily, and you nurture it, and you subscribe to it, and you honor it, and you prioritize it, your subconscious begins making it true. Integration is where the transformation sticks. You don't need more information. You don't need another degree. You don't need to do more of this, more of that. You need embodiment. Integration turns knowledge into reality. I'm not saying information isn't important. I'm giving you wisdom in this Walking Into Your Wealthiest Season of Life series. But if we don't do anything to truly integrate it and embody it and feel it, it is not going to make a transmission into what you're wanting to have happen and unfold in your life. It's just going to sit there and be more of a weight on your brain and cause more overthinking and more overanalyzing. According to neuroplasticity research, repetition plus emotional intensity are the fastest ways to rewire belief systems, especially when paired with physical movement. Once again, everything I teach you, every exercise I have you do in your wealth journal, inside Make More and Work Less, my program, is all intentional, strategic, and deliberate. It's not just to add fluff. It's not just to go, oh, it's more valuable. It's not just because I want to give you some busy work or things to do. I don't want you gunking up your energy with doing busy work. I spent most of my life like that, my personal life and my professional life. And I almost lost everything. I almost wasn't here on this earth anymore because it weighed me down so much. We set ourselves free when we do things with intention, when we feel things, when we do the intentional things, and we allow ourselves the space and the time and the quiet and the repetition to embody them. Doubt and delay are just trauma patterns dressed as logic. That's all it is. My fellow overthinkers, overanalyzers, overdoers, overgivers, I know. I call you my fellow crazies because I am one. That's why I believe that if you are on part 7 of this series, you clearly are resonating. This is clearly working. This clearly feels good to you because you know I get it. I'm not someone where this stuff just comes natural and easy to me. Those of us who've come from dramatic, dysfunctional, traumatic childhoods, relationships, had a lot of things happen to us. We've got to dig deeper to be able to do this work and embody this work. We have to stay in consistent daily contact and prioritize embracing and embodying our higher selves in order to be in surrender, in order to have serenity, in order for all this to connect. It does take a little more work. I'm not going to BS you on that. It does. And believe it or not, there's some people where this stuff comes a lot more naturally with a lot less resistance. And that's their blessing. But the reward, I can tell you, when you do this work and you show up for yourself regardless, on any single day and you prioritize this, the miracles are incredible. And the feelings and the manifestations are mind blowing. And it's absolutely worth all of it. Waiting for clarity of proof, waiting for readiness is often the nervous system just trying to keep you safe by staying small. And your old self's going to beckon you into that. Okay, well, when I have more time and when I have more space to be quiet, when the kids are in camp, kids are back in school, my business isn't as busy, my husband isn't doing this. We can come up with so many things. Then I'll really pay attention and dive deeper and do this work. Oh, when I have, more time and I can dedicate a day to doing, the guided journal, then I'll go through and do this whole series and then I'll like really do it for real and I'll really like do the whole thing. Would your higher self really say that to you? No. There's no way your higher self would say, I want you to delay on doing the thing that is going to get you exactly where you want. I want you to delay your peace. I want you to delay your abundance. I want you to delay your joy. I want you to delay your serenity. That's how you know it's not your higher self talking to you. It's just that old version of you trying to get you to stay where you've been at in the familiar for so long and not stretch and not be a little uncomfortable. And you can do that, but you're not going to get to where you're saying that you want to go. And I know you're not satisfied where you've been at, or you wouldn't be here. You're being called. And to deny that calling is only going to deny your abundance. It's going to deny your future manifestations. In fact, you're denying yourself. It's a form of self-abandonment. Psychology research confirms that fear of success is just as common as fear of failure, especially in those with a history of instability or rejection. It's not resistance, it's conditioning. You've been conditioned that this is going to be scary, that bad things are going to happen because of things that have happened in your childhood or things that have happened to people in society or things that actually have happened to you and you're afraid they're going to happen again. And it doesn't have to happen again. Just because something happens doesn't mean it's going to keep happening. Lots of things happen as humans in this world. Lots of things. I've lost almost everything I've had. That doesn't mean I'm going to lose everything I've had again and again and again. It doesn't mean that it's going to be true over and over. I've lost my health. That doesn't mean I'm going to keep losing my health again and again and again. Now it would. If I kept doing the same behaviors and the same things, it would highly likely lead to that same result. But we're not doing that anymore because we've embodied a different version of ourselves. We're being led by our highest level version of ourselves. And the only thing that can come out of that is true divine appointment, divine abundance. Regulated nervous systems are more likely to attract and maintain wealth, according to somatic therapy research. Chronic stress leads to contraction and scarcity behaviors. Wealthy energy is calm, certain, and unapologetic. It's not loud, it's not rushed, it's not perfect. It's rooted, regulated, and already home. People who expect success and abundance are 68% more likely to take decisive action than those who overthink, even with the same skills, even with the same degrees, even with the same money in the bank, even with the same opportunities. I had all the money in the bank, a lot of money in the bank. And because I was operating out of this lower self, this scarcity self, I was filled with indecision. It took me 10 years to start Project Me with Tiffany Carter, the podcast and business coaching academy. I had the skills. I had the degree. I actually knew what I was doing. I had at that time probably like 2 million in the bank, which last time I checked is more than enough money to start another business and a brand. You don't even need money to start a business and a brand. That's why there's business loans. Nothing to do with that. It all had to do because I was operating out of a faulty, old, low vibrating system and had no awareness of how to access my higher self, that there was a higher self. I thought my lower self was me. I thought that this scared little girl inside of me that was so afraid of getting in more trouble and having more bad things happen and losing more and losing even what I had already built. I was afraid of risking losing that. It was the pure opposite of abundance. And that's how I was operating. until I was put in enough pain so that I could be completely stripped down. That identity that wasn't meant for me could be completely dissolved so I could install new programming. And some of you are listening to this now because you're being called to do that for yourself. You're being called to realize that that higher self, that we've met her many times, she's right here. She is you. This isn't some fantasy character. This isn't some cartoon. She is you. It can almost seem unbelievable because it's one of pure bliss, pure confidence, pure grounded serenity. And it can be hard to believe that she's been in there all along. She has. And choosing to believe anything else is your lower self trying to beckon you back. Let's go into our final guided walking visualization today, walking her home. As you're walking right now, I want you to feel your feet meeting the ground, step by step. Notice the pace of your walk, whether you're walking fast or slow. Notice the rhythm of it. I want you to feel it. I want you to actually feel your physical body as you take each step. I want you to imagine right now that on this walk, you are walking towards the wealthiest version of you. You're walking to her. She's become so familiar now. You see her pop up immediately. She's smiling like seeing an old friend. I'm so happy to see you. I just saw you yesterday. I'm so happy to see you again. She has that look on her face, that energy around her, that aura. And this isn't the hustling version, the striving version. The version of you that's walking towards her is the version who trusts herself so deeply that she doesn't have to question what's hers. She knows that that is her, that that higher self is going to be there every single minute of every single day. It's not something that she has to spend hours tapping into, that she's been there all along, and that you're simply prioritizing the relationship with her now to make sure that she feels nurtured and seen, and so that you have that sense of security, because that is the security you've been seeking your entire life from other people, places, and things, is the security that's already within you, and she's there. Now I want you to imagine she's not in front of you anymore. I want you to look to the right, to the left of you. She's walking beside you, matching your pace, matching your breath. What side of you is she on? Is she on your right side? Is she on your left side? Are you holding hands? She's in the same exact pacing, same exact breathing as you. What color is she? Does she look like she's in human form? Does she look like she's more of a blob of energy and light? Is she in the form of a symbol or some kind of character? But I want her to feel familiar to you because she's always been there. It feels like someone that you've been born with, which you have. And she's waiting for you to stop searching and simply start being. I'm always beside you. I'm always right here. I'm always by your side. As long as you look for me, as long as you connect with me, as long as you don't forget about me, I'm here. I'm here even when you do forget about me, waiting for you to come back. Feel her confidence in your chest. Feel her calm certainty in your spine, her ease in your breath, the looseness now in your throat, even in your nose, how the air is coming in and flowing so much easier and not getting trapped, and you're getting more oxygen in your body. There's not even a milli% of fear in her. She's not rushing. She knows what is hers, and it's already on its way, and everything is happening in divine timing. She knows that you're not behind. She knows that you're exactly where you're supposed to be at any given time, at any given moment of the day, that we get to go slow and steady, that we get to practice easy does it. There is no more clawing our way, hustling our way, doing. Everything we do gets to be paced. Of course, we take action. We actively manifest, but we actively manifest in a cadence that feels good with our nervous system, in a cadence of knowing that we show up regardless and with consistency with ourselves. And that consistency and showing up regardless while prioritizing ourselves, prioritizing our well-being, nurturing ourselves, that's more than enough. That's in fact all we need to do. That's all we had to do all along. I want you to say to yourself as you're walking, I don't chase, I attract. I don't wait, I move. I am no longer becoming, I am. I don't chase, I attract. I don't wait, I move. I am no longer becoming, I am. Feel it anchor, feel it lock in. I want you to take more intentional steps knowing this is your normal. You're not walking towards abundance anymore. You're walking as abundance. How does it feel to walk as abundance? It's not something outside of yourself. You are the abundance. You are a walking miracle. The fact that your body knows how to digest food, think, walk, breathe, do all of these things on its own, that in of itself is a miracle of abundance. Everything that you've overcome, every hurdle, everything that you've achieved, every mistake that you've navigated, everything that you have helped other people do, this is all a miracle of you being here. This is all proof of this incredible abundance. You are the abundance. You've embodied it, and therefore you can't help but attract it. And staying in this abundance zone is where you really magnetize and amplify your manifestations, things that you have consciously and subconsciously desired, and even more. You're now in so much trust that you will allow the universe to delight you with expected and unexpected abundance. That's where some of the most beautiful things happen, where it gets to be even better than you ever expected. Regardless of what your earthly circumstances look like at any given moment, those can also change at any given moment. Everything is constantly flowing. Energy is flowing. Cells are moving. Microbes are moving. The environment is shifting. The wind is constantly changing. You're in a constant state of motion even when you're standing still. You've walked this entire journey. You've done more than just listen. You've shifted. And now you are prepared, you are primed to lock it all in, to make this identity your current reality, your daily reality, and start seeing real financial transformation that reflects the inner work that you've done. Financial transformation that you've never seen before and never seen it in this way before, in a way of ease, in a way of delight, in a way of certainty, in a way of calm. And your next step to really lock this in is to join me and Make More Work Less, my money healing and manifestation program. I'm giving you a one-time offer of 55% off, and this is available just for a limited time to celebrate this series, and because it's the right thing to do for you to really anchor this in. And inside we go deeper than you've ever gone before, deeper than this. Imagining going deeper than this. You'll learn how to clear energetic money blocks, regulate your nervous system for receiving, and build a business that supports the lifestyle you want, not the other way around. To recalibrate how you generate abundance and money, how you do that, because you've already generated money and abundance, all of you have, but to be able to do it in a level where it feels good, where it feels with a sense of ease, where it feels like you can take a deep breath and it's done in a way that just delights and excites you for life, and it does the opposite of depleting you. It's life-giving, because abundance is life-giving, not depleting. If we're depleting ourselves for abundance, that's because of an old rooted belief that we have to sacrifice in order to get it, that we have to drain ourselves in order to get it. And it's not true. And we know it's not true anymore. This isn't surface level. This is where your new financial reality takes root. And you can go into the resources inside of the show notes in order to get the special offer on any of the podcast platforms, and on the description here on YouTube on ProjectME TV. You can go to projectmewithtiffany.com/special offer. Let this be your bold declaration, your active manifesting that this is your wealthy season and it's already begun. My wealthy season is already in process. It's already happening. I'm already doing it. And I'm committed to doing my job here and staying in conscious contact with my higher self who's already within me, and nurturing this relationship so I can flourish, because I deserve to flourish. I was put here to flourish. I was meant to flourish for the greater good. In fact, this is how we have our ultimate expansion and how we ultimately help the most people, including ourselves. Not by us suppressing ourselves, not by staying in doubt, not by blowing off this kind of work, not by staying small, but by continuing to expand and elevate so we can have the wealthiest season of our life and spread that to the entire world and everyone we love, including ourselves. I really hope that you enjoyed our beautiful time together. Please take a video or a picture of yourself on your wealth walks. I'd be so curious to see what you notice in yourself energetically and physically from when you started to the end of this. Share it in social media at Project Me with Tiffany on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I would love to see it. If you don't want to share it, it's okay. You can just save it for yourself. Please leave a review of this series. If you want to be entered into our special abundance giveaways that we're doing for this, you can leave your name or your Instagram handle in your review. You can only leave a written review on Apple Podcasts, and it really, really helps. So I'd really appreciate it. And make sure it's clear it's for the Wealthy series and what you think about it. And also, you get entries by posting about our wealth walks and sharing this with someone who you know will appreciate it. Very, very soon, this will be pulled down. So if there's someone that comes to mind that you know will really enjoy this and you want to be multitasking and walking and doing something incredibly transformational for yourself, please share this with them. All the resources are right inside the show notes. And as always, wishing you great health, wealth, and worth. Love you so much.